So you're in the pursuit of these goals and fear is starting to creep in. Maybe it's fear of managing your time, being able to fit every little thing into your day-to-day schedule and still be able to continue to do everything that you've always been doing up to this point. Or it's fear of criticism, that if you put yourself out there, you're not sure if you'll be able to deal or handle the negative feedback. If this sounds like you, then definitely stick around because we'll be going over how to overcome these fears and properly deal with managing your time and criticism. We'll be utilizing the book The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, covering chapters 16, 17, and 18 in today's video. I have hand selected one key quote that stood out to me the most from each chapter, so let's get into chapter 16. Here we go. Eat your fears. Don't feed them by backing off or giving them time to grow. Sooner or later, you'll start experiencing fear when you begin to take new actions and embrace a higher level of responsibility. In fact, if you aren't, then you're probably not doing enough of the right things. Fear isn't bad or something to avoid. It is something you want to seek and embrace. Fear is actually a sign that you're doing what's needed to move in the right direction. It means that you're being courageous, feeling the fear, and then doing it anyway. Fear appears to be real, but oftentimes it's just a made-up false story in your head. Fear presents itself to stop you so that you play it safe. It can lead to negatively affecting your identity, but it's so critically important that you do not let fear knock down your identity, your self-image. When fear presents itself, remind yourself of who you are, of who you identify yourself as. I am a leader, I'm a phenomenal communicator, I'm a solution seeker. Whatever those powerful statements are that you identify yourself as, remind yourself of those. And then feel the fear and do it anyway. And by doing that, you'll often surprise yourself of what you're capable of overcoming. And as you overcome fear more and more and more, and you'll also start recognizing that fear doesn't always equal a life-threatening situation. Fear is good for life-threatening situations, but most of the situations that pop up to where we feel fear are not life-threatening. Fear doesn't just tell you what to do, it also tells you when to do it. And when you experience fear, the time is always now to act, so that you can move past the fear and not let it dwell and mess up your other activities that you're carrying on throughout that day. You want to overcome that fear, move past that fear immediately, right then and there, so that you can see that there was nothing to fear all along. And then you can celebrate that victory and carry on the excitement into your other activities. When fear presents itself, there is no need to prepare. You just gotta act. Once fear presents itself, it's too late to start preparing. The only thing that will make a difference is action. Fear is a sign to do whatever it is you fear and do it quickly. People who are perceived to be fearless have moments of fear that pop up each and every day, but they're moving past those fear moments so quickly that they are perceived to be fearless. They are feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Everyone fears something in life. However, it's what we each do with that fear that distinguishes us from others. When you allow fear to step in, you lose your energy, momentum, and confidence. Don't play that game. Feel the fear and do it anyway, so that you can maintain your energy and momentum and confidence. Now let's get into chapter 17. Here's the quote that stood out to me the most. If you don't know how much time you have or need, then how on earth can you expect to manage and balance it? When it comes to managing your time, you must first make success your duty by setting distinct and definitive priorities. Because if success is a main concern for you, then naturally you'll spend most of your time on things that will build success. You'll know exactly which activities to pull out of your schedule and which activities to insert into your schedule. You also must take control over your time and not let others control it. So again, when it comes to managing your time, you need to identify what is important to you. In which areas of your life do you most want to achieve success, and in what quantities? Take note and start tracking what you're doing on a daily basis. This will allow you to see all the ways in which you are wasting your time, the little habits and activities that do not contribute to building success. If you don't identify your priorities, don't identify what is important to you, and don't learn to manage your time, then you are going to waste it. You have to decide how you're going to use your time. You must command, control, and squeeze every second out of every day in order to increase your footprint and dominate. Now let's get into chapter 18. Here's the quote that stood out to me the most. Those who initially judged your actions will later be singing your praises, just as long as you take the criticism as a sign of your growing success and keep the accelerator on your actions at 10x. Although getting criticized is not the best experience in the world, receiving criticism is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Criticism is not something you want to avoid. Rather, it's what you must expect to come your way as you're creating success. When you start taking the right amount of action and begin creating success, criticism is not too far away. If you're generating substantial success, people will be paying attention to you. And of course, you can't please everyone. So there'll be some people who admire you and there'll be some people who don't. You need to expect and anticipate this. Criticism is a sign that you're making the right moves in the right volumes. As long as you're strong in who you are, and you know that those who are criticizing you don't truly know you, and that they're simply projecting out their own feelings and shortcomings and experiences and weaknesses, then any negative feedback that comes your way will not faze you one bit. You'll naturally provide more attention to those who truly want your attention. So I hope this has been helpful. It's been a lot of fun. I'll be covering other future chapters of the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone in other future videos. So as those are released, make sure to check those out. And I've already covered other previous chapters of this book in other previous videos. So if you haven't checked those out, definitely check those out. And I'll see you in the next video.